What up, it's your boy Stefan. It's the Master Me podcast. I'm here today with a friend, Christophe Hill.
How's it going?
I love this podcast because we were just having a strong, manly, beautiful conversation about life. And what we get to do on this podcast is we get to restart that conversation. We get to just share time with each other. And the way that we end up feeling at the end of these conversations, like our spirits get lifted, we feel connected for the time being, and we take that energy and we go pour it into the people that we take care of. We take that energy and we go service our clients, we go service people that are in need. And I tell you, what we do for a living is not the easiest thing in the world. And I'm not just saying that to make our life sound like it's hard. I'm just saying it takes a special type of human being to go out there and what it feels like is get beat up on a day to day because there are so many people that don't see life in a way of of growth. And I think when you put yourself around another man that cares about growth, that cares about moving forward on a daily basis, then you got to really tap into that, pour into each other, fill each other's cups because it's like game recognized game. And I know if I leave this conversation better, then the people that I impact, it's gonna help them. And same goes for Christoph. If I pour into him, be authentic, then whatever he does, all the conversations he has in the day, he's gonna help the world too. So the purpose of this podcast is to help and not hurt. So we hope that you continue to tap in, enjoy, and we look forward to bringing you value. Christoph, what's up, man?
What's going on, man?
What's
Thanks for
cracking?
having me, dude. This is awesome.
I know it's exciting, man. It's cool to spend some time with you here. We were just talking about golf and the mindset that it takes to not get frustrated, to not get upset, and I think that it kind of rolls us over in what we do in life, and making sure that we keep our cool when things are going rough. When we know that we have the control and the power to be better, but some things are just not working out, and some days are like that. But at the same time, we have to figure it out. And I think that we're playing a game right now and we're constantly battling with thoughts, we're constantly battling with no's, and we're working on how we're going to continue to get better so that way the next time we show up, we can move somebody from A to B, man. So talk to me a little bit about real estate and how you got into that.
Yeah, man. I started in 2019, end of 2019. Was working in restaurants. I was working front of house, back of the house, server, cook, whatever it took. I had just had my daughter, so I was just doing whatever it took to make ends
Mhm.
meet. And Javier, actually, good buddy of mine from high school, was actually, hey, like, get into real estate, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'll help you. You can, join me, and we'll tag team this. But you have the customer service side of things, so I think you'd be good at it.
Right.
So I was like, I'll give it a chance. Nothing to lose. 2 months later, COVID hit. Everything shut down. So my job I had was gone anyways. So it was like I'm all in. And I just fell in love with the freedom of it, with the ability to educate and help people, and really truly make a difference in their life. I guess I've always thought about service and customer service as elevating an experience
Mm.
someone's having. It's not just providing a service; it's elevating that expectation. And so, bringing that to real estate really was, I guess, kind of easy in a way, because there's just so many nuances that don't get covered on a daily
Mm.
basis, or there's things that we could definitely do a better job of explaining.
Right.
So I just kind of cater everything I do to educating and giving them all the resources to make the best decision. And it's something I love, man. I've been very passionate about it.
It's crazy, man, and that's what I was saying. Like, it takes a special human being. Like, I truly feel that God has put me in front of like a person for a reason, and however I present it matters because I could either you break their spirit or I can inspire them to
No,
get to where they need to go.
and I think that's the hardest part is there's so many no's, whether it's us getting no's or people wanting to buy a house and getting a no, and
Hmm.
it can be very discouraging on
Right.
both ends. So I think it's very important to find people that are going to be supportive. If the answer is no, it's not just no. It's here's a game plan. How this is how we can get you to a yes, and
Right.
we're going to be there with you every step of the way. Where I think a lot of people assume if I'm not ready, they don't want to deal with me. They don't want anything to do with my business. But it's like it's completely opposite. It's totally couldn't be more
I
backwards.
think timing is a big thing with people, but at the same time, I've also seen so many people shoot themselves in the foot on timing. Like, even now, like if I was buying my first house right now, it'd be a lot different than when I bought it 13 years ago.
Oh, for
Like
sure.
the three jobs I had to get to get qualified for the house now still wouldn't equivalent to what it's going to take for what the payments are like and the prices are like right now.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing is getting people to understand what that looks like. I
Right.
mean, historically, rates are average,
Right.
but that doesn't mean that everybody can afford what payments are for the cost of some of these homes. So I think that's the most important thing is having that discussion, getting people to understand. Sometimes even having more debt is accumulating what you're paying.
Right.
So it's like if we can get the debt
Right.
eliminated, you can afford more. But some people just don't look at it that way, or they're not really educated or taught the right way to
Right.
kind of the process or the steps to go through. So,
Right, and I think you hit 2 points, and I wanna go both directions, but I think what I mean, just to clear my chest, what hurts me the most is when you know that there's a path for that person and you know what the future could look like, but getting them to see it
oh
right
yeah,
now for them is like, there's opportunity on the table and you can go get it, and you like, if you trust yourself and trust me, then you'll figure it out along the way
oh
on
yeah,
how you're gonna make ends meet, but I think our job is going back into the second piece is what you were talking about is getting them to alleviate other expenses, like, what are you willing to give up so that way you can have the house? And I think what's important about the house is what does the house mean to you? Like, I'm working with somebody right now who's like, what the house means for them is he gets access to his kid. His kid gets his own room, and he hasn't been a part of his kid's life because he's lived across the country for so long, and now that his kid's gonna be a senior in high school, like, this is his Hail Mary to have his kid at home to be a father and be present for him and teach him some things before he's a grown man and that kid's off on the rest of the world. So I think that like finding what are you willing to release from your life so you can have the house and what does the house mean to you?
and that's right. Also, I mean, I think when we look, at least the way I look at it, it's like a situation like that, helping somebody accomplish something that big in their life. Yes, they're buying a house, but the implications that has down the road with him being in his kid's life,
Hmm.
with all the things that he probably didn't think it was going to be possible
Right.
to let that happen or come back, full circle. So it's like those are the things I live for in this job. Is like, man, we really got to change someone's life. Like that was huge.
I know.
So but yeah, and I think that's again where we're talking about golf.
Right.
Like so much of it goes into how I look at life now in terms of having the patience to wait and just have a plan and know what we're working towards and working slowly towards it, um, and just being able to have other insight or perspective because I think that's the biggest thing is you go play with someone who's better than you. They're
Right.
thinking about the game in a completely different way
Right.
than you are, and so it's important to have those people in your,
Right.
in your corner to say, "Hey, I see how you're looking at it. Price may not be the biggest thing that we
Right.
need to be concerned about. Let's look at what matters and what's going to affect you the most, and being able to flip, the perspective on how people are looking at, life essentially. So I think that's
A
a
hundred
big part of
percent.
what we do.
Agree. I agree. 100%. There's like this. I was thinking about this the other day, and I was trying to like put it in a way that makes sense to like if I were to use this as an example of something like would it make sense? Because I see the concept of it, but like how do you do it in real life to where this will help a person actually shift their perspective in the moment?
Hmm.
So I'll take my hand and we're gonna look at the world. So take your hand with me.
Okay.
Let's go. Um, I'm gonna copy you so we do the same thing. So let's look up and let's say they say the world spins what clockwise.
Hmm.
So let's just go clockwise.
Okay.
All right, so we're looking at the world. We're underneath. We're in space. We're looking at the world spinning clockwise, and it's undeniably spinning clockwise right now, right? Like,
Hmm.
will you bet the bank on it?
Oh yeah.
Like, it's spinning clockwise. So now we're gonna get our elbow, and we're just gonna bring our elbow down. As we're bringing it down, we're gonna look down at our hand. Which way is it spinning?
Counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise. Did we ever stop what we were doing? Did the
No,
world ever stop spinning?
nothing
What
changed.
changed
Our
was the way we
perspective.
looked at it, our
Yeah, dude,
perspective.
that's actually I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a trip, right? But at the same time, it's like it's so real because we were willing to bet the bank on it.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, if we just flipped over, everything's gone. It's like, oh man, the way that I was looking at life
Oh
just
yeah.
shifted. Like it brings like that feeling to my chest because it's so real of an idea that like, man, I was looking at it like seriously one way.
Oh yeah. No, and I think I don't know, I guess it's just yeah, it's so important to look at perspective. I mean, I even had buyers when rates were 3%. Best time
Right,
to buy in real estate and they
right,
couldn't qualify to buy a house. And then 2, 3 years later, 6.5%
right,
interest rates.
right,
And this is the time it makes sense for them. They,
Right.
the payment makes sense. The
Right.
house, it's so I tell people don't listen to what other people are saying. Just because
Right.
someone else got a lower rate than you doesn't mean that, oh, now it's not a good time until I get the same thing they got.
Right.
You can't really compare apples to apples in that sense. Um and that's where, again, talking to a realtor, talking to a lender, figuring out what is
Hmm.
this market, what can I afford, and if it's not what you want, let's figure out what we need to get you to get you what you want.
Right.
And it's not, again, it's not a no. It's
Right.
just, hey, here's what you want. I want to get you that. This
Right.
is what we need to do.
Right.
Um,
And it takes a lot more open mindedness
oh,
these
for
days. And
sure.
I think that the main thing is not to get caught up on yesterday, right? Like
Yep.
the woulda, shoulda, couldas of what it would have been like. Like even I bought my house 13 years ago, but if I would have did it 10 more years prior to that, like I'd have a lot more assets under.
Oh yeah.
Like and I can look at it that way, or I can just look at what I have in front of me and make the best of right now. And I think when we're talking about pivoting positively, that all right, here's where I'm at, here's where I gotta go. I gotta make the best of this so I can get next up there.
Yep.
And I think
Yep.
now is still the next best time to buy a house because we don't know what the next 5 years look like.
Exactly. And that's where, yeah, everyone's like, man, rates are going to come down. Well, they will
Right,
eventually. They have to. We don't know how much,
right,
but again, they will. And if it makes sense when they do to
right,
refinance, let's do that. But the most important thing is, can you afford what it costs to buy a house right now?
right,
Is it comfortable? And if it is, it can only get better in the future.
right.
But the whole banking on rates to come
Mm-hmm.
down, oh, do a temporary buy down.
Right,
I just seen so many people just getting hurt
right,
in those
right,
situations because they just didn't quite understand fully of what they're getting
right,
themselves into. And so, I just think it's important that you work with people who are going to give you the
right.
right information, and ultimately let you make the decision at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's a good concept to talk about the temporary buy down because I think the times that I explain that concept, I make sure that I'm fully presenting it in a way of what it's actually set for. And it's
Hmm.
in theory, like if a person was coming off of a $1,600 rent payment and their new mortgage payment's about to be $2,400, like the idea of a temporary rate buy down might put them at a $1,800 mortgage payment and then put them at a $2,200 mortgage payment until it gets to the $2,400. So like
Hmm.
if anything, instead of like, hey, we're gonna refinance before the third year comes, because I mean, look at us now. Like, are we
Yep.
refinancing? Like,
No,
most likely not.
most
Like,
people are waiting
they're
still.
still waiting. And
Yep.
at the same time, like, if that was a presentation, then that was off. But the presentation's like, hey, look, we're gonna take as you start to pay more bills and your expenses, and you get used to this, like this idea and this program is gonna help you pay a lower mortgage payment so that way you can afford your utilities now because before you might have had your utilities included with the $1,600,
Hmm.
but now you got more expenses, so that way if you make it a little bit less expensive right now for the mortgage payment, then it'll give you a year to practice like that,
Hmm.
and then it's going to go up a little bit, and when it goes up a little bit it's going to give you another year to practice like that, so then they're just getting used to
Gradual increments
right,
instead of it just being.
right, less eating out, like you're working on a new habit of not
Hmm.
spending so much money. Like it's not our COVID times anymore where we just blew our Amazon, like
Yeah.
that was crazy on
Yep.
like how many boxes got shipped
Oh
during
yeah.
that time.
No, and that's, yeah. I think it's huge just to understand. I mean, I've had people with down payment assistance in the same boat where I try to make sure they understand everything. We get to the signing table and they're like, "What do you mean we can't sell it or rent
Right,
it in 5 years?" It's
right.
like, no, that's that's
I
what
mean,
we've been
yeah, you just
talking
gotta pay
about.
back. Yeah.
So it's just like there's repercussions you got to
Right.
understand, and that's where it's just important. That's why I
Yeah.
say.
I think the education is a big piece, especially when it comes to like people that do want to wait, and that may be some people's like that may be the path for them.
Hmm.
But what also to prep them for is when interest rates come down, everybody has the same mindset. They're all going to try to buy. When they're
Hmm.
all trying to buy, now we're in this competitive market where they're going to need a lot more assets. So if they're still needing down payment assistance and they're waiting for the rates to come down, then they're going to get priced out real quick to all the other competitors that want the same houses they want that have been waiting for this moment to come.
Yep, and they've been saving the same.
Yeah.
They're ready to
Yeah.
go.
They're
Like,
ready to roll.
and so that's where I tell everyone, like, everyone asks, is it a good time? Is the market good? It's like it really just depends on what you're looking to do.
Hmm.
In terms of buying an investment property, might be a little tougher right now. But again, all depends on what you're looking to do and what you can afford to buy.
Right.
But on the buy side, we're able to negotiate a whole lot more. Whether it's the price, whether it's terms for the contract, And on the selling side, if you price the home correctly, we're still seeing homes selling very quickly.
Yeah, and it's
It's
I'm seeing a lot of like on the negotiating side, like it's a lot more favorable to do maybe a permanent buy down and pay the closing costs
For
and
sure, absolutely. Getting a lot more closing costs covered, getting agent compensation covered,
right,
getting repairs
right,
handled. So it's something where it was the opposite of when it was COVID and it was the best time to buy. You're offering everything you can over
right,
list price,
right,
over the appraised value,
right.
waiving everything, and then still finding like, all right, well, I'm stuck with these repairs that I got to do. So again, it's all dependent on what you're looking for, but I'd still say this is a great time to be able to
It's
buy.
so crazy to think about it that we're in a bubble right now to say like what if we're truly in like the best time to buy right now and
That's
we just don't see it right now. Like what if we're looking up here and it's
I'm
down
not
here?
even gonna lie. So I started in real estate in 2019, and that's when like rates hit like 3%.
Right,
So I'm calling people like, "Hey, man, you guys thinking about buying a house?" They're like, "Oh, heck no, I'm waiting for rates to come down." Oh,
right,
perfect, absolutely. I'll call
right,
you when they get lower. And I didn't know anything, and so a year later, I'm starting to call people. They're going up 4%, and they're like, "Oh, heck no, I'm waiting for them to go back down to 3." And I'm like, you were waiting
right,
when they were 3, and then it's like so it's like there's never that perfect time, but now looking back, I'm like, "Dude, I wish I knew what I did now,
right.
and I could truly explain the benefit of buying a house with a 3% interest rate." Like, I wasn't able to get people to understand how good of a time that was
Mm,
until it got too crazy,
right.
and so that's again where it's like you can tell people, and then they look back and they're like, "Ah, damn, I wish I should have bought when you told me last year," you know? And
100%.
then it's the next year, and they're like, "Oh, we'll wait till next year. Oh,
Right,
we should have bought last year."
right.
It's like the best time to buy is right now because we know what's going on right
I
now.
know. I think the toughest thing that I've learned through like the when the interest rates went down and like the way that I'm communicating now, like I have to continue to be authentic and like if I come off thirsty, if I come off salesy or use cars man,
Yep.
like no knock, like, but you know what I mean. If I come off like that, like people, I lose trust, and if I lose, even if like I show them the path, like it could be overlooked or missed because I'm I sound thirsty about it, but really like I could be passionate about it. Like this is an
Oh, yeah.
opportunity right now. But if I sound like I need it or something like that, like people can read it that way too. So I have to make sure that I'm doing my internal work and I'm staying cool, calm, and collective on how I'm presenting because that person may just need to hear it a certain way. And
Oh, yeah.
it's truly my job to make sure that I'm presenting the best that I can.
Yeah, and that's where I think at the end of the day, yes, we are salesmen, that's what we do,
Hmm.
but I don't consider myself at all a salesperson. I would say I'm more of an educator,
Right.
I'm an advisor. And that's where I think it's a mindset perspective change of I'm not here to convince you to buy a house. I'm here to help you if it makes sense. I'm helping you grow and build your wealth, and your understanding of what real estate can do to help you in your life. 'Cause I had no idea. I didn't know when I got into it
Right.
how beneficial it is to be able to buy a home
Right.
and just start somewhere.
Right.
So I just think it's so important that we come from a mindset of educating and from trying to help people, and that's where we see people have success,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. Dude, and the house man is you never know when you need it. I only speak for myself, but like when we have kids and like we're prepping for another life event, there's always like if we didn't buy at that time when we did, like we have equity in the house, we can pull a little bit, like you create a new safety net so that way you can experience that next chapter. Like you don't know what it comes, but like if you think about your house, like starting now, you're creating a new bank account
Yep.
and you're starting to put into where that savings so you're paying down that principal, the appreciation continues to rise, and over time like you have something in the middle. But if you don't start with that, then there'll never be nothing to
And
tap into
and
if
I
you need
think
it.
there's just so many people who are like, "Oh, I have to buy
Mhm.
the 4 bedroom,
Mhm.
3 bedroom." It's like you can start literally anywhere. I mean, I
Right.
have clients who've started out with, a condo,
Right.
worked up to a townhome, then they bought another. So it's something where the sooner you do it, the more equity you're going to start building, and then the more options you have down the road.
Right.
Like you said, when you have life events happen, you need a bigger home,
Right.
you're ready to move somewhere, you have an option to rent out a property and make passive income. It's just a matter of being able to start somewhere and realizing that maybe it's a little sacrifice. I have to eat out a little less,
Mhm.
than I used to, or spend a little less on clothes, but being able to understand the exponential growth and the long term, effects that it has is so huge that I wish I was able to just get more people to realize and understand. But that's what we do. You know,
And
that's why we got to make sure we know and we can educate people so that, you know, in a way that they can understand it, I
right,
guess you should say. Yeah.
100%. And I've just kind of learned to look at myself as more of a guide, and
Hmm.
I'm guiding them to the paths that I see, and it's up to them to walk it. So that way I don't put so much emphasis on it or beat myself up about it that I didn't do the right job. It's everybody, I believe, gets the opportunity,
Hmm.
and when they come through my path, I show them the way, and then they can choose from there. And it's not me forcing them, it's kicking 'em. Sometimes don't get me wrong, like I do have a coach in me that
Oh yeah.
I can be on people's butt. Like I'll go back to the why. Like that same client with the kid with the senior in high school, like
Hmm.
when those moments come out and I have to like pull out that why, like there's a different voice that'll come out and a different person that's like, hey, man to man, this is like
You
I'll
got.
bring out a story with my father if I have to. And I
Hmm.
do. Like brought one out of like he showed up at this part of my life and thank God he did. Because he
Yep.
made a big impact when I needed him. He's not here anymore. Like we don't know. It's you know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
no,
time is
it's
precious. So reshape him, get him back in, and like I got a text this morning from that client. He's so excited because he's getting ready to close on his house. But like I also remember the hard parts where like he's panicking, he wants to pull out.
yep.
Not you
Not
know,
sure, cold
a hundred
feet.
percent.
No, that's yeah, that's where I think I don't know. That's why we do it.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And I think that's why it's important for us to stay on top of our game, to stay focusing on growing ourselves and working through the way that our mind works and make sure that we're constantly surrounding ourselves around the right people that got
Yep.
the deeper visions. Because I think we're all in a boat or we're all in our own boats, but like somebody knows the path on which way to go. And if we follow the right people, then we're going to get there too.
No, absolutely. And I think like getting into that coach voice, it's like at the end of the day, I'm here to help you. Want you to win. That's my goal. That's why I'm here. That's why you hire me to work for you. And so I might be maybe pushy on it, but it's because I know how much it means to you and I want to see you succeed. So it's like if you don't, that's fine. Tell me
Yeah.
you don't. But if you tell me you want this, I'm gonna want it just as bad as you.
Right.
So like that's where I'm gonna fight for you. I'm gonna make sure we get what you want. Yeah.
That's good, man. I like that part of it too because I've used those words where like if you're committed, I'm committed. And once we high five that we're getting this done, like we're both on the hook here.
Oh yeah.
Like because I put my word out that I'm gonna get you there and you're gonna get there. So you get me your stuff and I'll keep
Yeah.
pointing you in the right direction.
Nope,
Like
that's literally all it is, man. So no, and that's where I've been grateful to have great people in my corner. I recently just came over to Real Broker,
yeah, love that.
so the support has been absolutely great so far. And yeah, I just continue to learn from other agents and meet other people along the way that can help just refine those skills and get better every day.
That's exciting, man.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
thank you for coming out, sharing some time with me. Like you never know with these conversations on where they're gonna go, and we just kind of lead with something and go from there. But I think that like what's come out today is being passionate about helping people
100%.
and making sure that we're guiding the best that we can. And I think that poured out between the both of us here, and I hope people know that when they're watching, they know that to find somebody who cares because it's a big deal. And like this sounds repetitive, but it is a big deal. It's not just the biggest purchase, but it is your stepping stone to
Yep.
where you want to go in life. And if we're all writing a book about our life, buying a house is probably one of them.
Oh,
Having a
it's
kid is
definitely a
probably one
chapter.
of them.
It's
You know what I'm saying?
definitely a
Like,
chapter in there. Absolutely.
and to be a part of that chapter is such a blessing, man. So
Yeah, no, I'm grateful and I love being able to help people, help their friends, help their family, and then being able to help them again later down the road and seeing how their families have grown out of the home. And it's
right,
like, oh, we got to get something bigger now, man. I love it. It's
yeah,
just exciting, and you become part of their family, and it's really a relationship business. And I think for me, I've been on a lot of teams. I've been, worked with a lot of different people, and for me, alignment is huge.
right,
And if I can work with somebody who wants to, I guess, honor the relationship side of the business more than the transaction is
right,
key for me.
hundred
I
percent,
know that there's agents who can do a million transactions, and that's great. But if I couldn't remember who they were or where
right,
they live or their name, or it's not rewarding for me. It's not
hundred
why I
percent,
do it.
100%. I think that's a fair assessment at picking the people around you,
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, we're either helping or hurting people. And if you care and you can make a positive impact, like, when you go to bed at night, that you're doing good work.
Oh yeah.
It's not just a chicken scratch number off on the wall.
Yep.
It is Sue, who needed to downgrade on her house because she wanted to spend the last 10 years of her life in her yard gardening. And it's like, man, I teed up that
And
girl.
she got
Like,
that. Yep. That garden
Sue,
is so
yeah, she
nice to
gets to
come
do
by to get
that.
some fruits. Yep.
Yeah,
No, that's what I love, man. So
it's a beautiful
I'm
thing.
grateful to be able to do it, and I'm grateful for having me on, man. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Christophe Hill, real broker,